There are 4 requirements you need to fulfill to acquire the CGEIT certification. First, you need to pass the CGEIT exam, which tests your knowledge in 4 domains: governance of enterprise IT, IT resources, benefits realization, and risk optimization. Second, you need to fulfill the experience requirements, which means demonstrating sufficient professional experience in IT governance. This can be done through a combination of education and work experience. Third, you need to adhere to ISACA's Code of Professional Ethics, which sets the standard for the conduct of information security professionals. And finally, you need to adhere to the continuous professional education policy, which requires you to maintain your knowledge and skills through ongoing professional development. Let's have a brief look at each of the requirements. The most intimidating requirement is, of course, passing the exam. Before actually taking the exam, there are a couple of organizational steps necessary. The first step is to register, which you can do at any time. After that, you'll need to pay the exam fee and schedule your exam. It's important to note that scheduling cannot be done without paying the fee first. At the time of recording, ISACA members are charged around $560 compared to $760 for non-members. Next comes the preparation stage. You'll need to learn and master the 4 job practice domains. Of course, you can start learning before registering or even scheduling an exam. However, most people tend to start when they feel the pressure of the exam date approaching. At some point, it's time to take the exam. We'll cover the actual exam in more depth in the next lecture. But for now, you need to know that it's a multiple choice format and consists of 150 questions. In order to pass the exam, you need to achieve a final score of at least 450. But like I said, more about that in the next lecture. Besides passing the exam, you also have to demonstrate sufficient professional experience in order to become certified in the governance of enterprise IT. The CGEIT certification requires you to have at least 5 years of experience in the governance of enterprise IT. At least 1 year of experience relating to the definition, establishment, and management of a framework for the governance of IT is necessary. This type of experience is related to domain 1. The remaining experience must be earned in at least 2 out of the other 3 job practice domains. You have to make sure your work experience has been completed within a 10-year period before the application. Make sure to check ISACA's website for the most up-to-date experience requirements, covering all exceptions and possibilities for substitution would go beyond the scope of this course. Adhering to the Code of Professional Ethics is a crucial requirement to become a CGEIT professional. ISACA has set forth this code to guide the professional and personal conduct of its members and certification holders. The code outlines the fundamental principles of ethical behavior, such as honesty, objectivity, and confidentiality, which are essential for a successful career in information security management, IT audit, and IT governance. As a CGEIT certified professional, you are expected to uphold these principles and maintain the highest level of integrity in all your professional endeavors. You can find the complete Code of Professional Ethics on ISACA's website. So make sure to review it thoroughly and incorporate it into your professional conduct to become a certified CGEIT professional. Last but not least, you need to adhere to the continuous professional education policy, which requires you to maintain your knowledge and skills through ongoing professional development. Obtaining a CGEIT certification is not a one-time effort, but more of an ongoing journey. As an individual that is certified in the governance of enterprise IT, you are required to obtain and report a certain amount of CPE hours to demonstrate your ongoing commitment towards the evolution of the profession. We will cover this topic in more depth in the lecture on how to maintain a CGEIT certification. Applying for the CGEIT certification involves several steps. First, you need to pass the exam. Once you have passed the exam, you need to report your work experience. This involves providing information on your professional experience in information security management, which should correspond to the 4 job practice domains. After reporting your work experience, you need to ask your current and previous employers to verify your relevant work experience by filling out a specific form. Next, you need to submit an application processing payment of around $50. Then you'll need to review and sign the Terms of Conditions agreement. This relates to the adherence of the CPE policy and Code of Ethics, among others. Finally, you can submit your application. For more information on how to submit your application, please visit isaka.org for the latest information. Life can be unpredictable. From unexpected job rotations to private matters, you never know what's going to happen. But with the CGEIT certification, you have a certain degree of flexibility. After you register, you have up to a year to take the exam, giving you enough time to prepare and adjust your schedule accordingly. Even after passing the exam, you may still need some more professional experience before you are eligible to acquire the certification. The good news is that you have up to 5 years from passing the exam to fulfill this requirement and submit your application. If you miss these deadlines, you might have to retake the exam or pay additional fees. So watch out and stay organized.